if I'm actually going to make you happy. Because a lot of the things I'm going to say, you may not like. It may not be what you expect. But it never is. It's, I like to believe in my head that it's upstairs. I like to think in my head that I am a messenger, just a messenger. I'm really not here to be famous. I would love to think I'm here to have lots of money, but it doesn't work like that when you're a messenger. So I feel that is my only role and my only purpose in life is to bring a message and to live it. I don't know if this message is for everybody or if it's just for people like me. I can honestly tell you I am selfish and I am not a nice person. But I take my message very seriously. With the message I have, I cannot be a nice person. Because this message isn't a joke. It's not a game that we play to act like we're doing work. It's a real message. I like to believe that in my head. That's why I take it very seriously. My language is like a sailor. Alright? So beware. Got me here. Nobody else. Okay? For me to be here is mission impossible. That is the truth. It's a complete miracle. Okay? So just so you know how important this moment is to me, and I believe for you. Okay? I really don't know if you're going to like me as much as you think you do after the Congress. Alright? I can run very fast. Alright? And I used to play rugby, so watch out. What I'm thinking, because I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, so I'm thinking to just get into the questions. There's no point me standing here talking bullshit.
Can you please come over here and stand
for a little while? So, any questions?
Please stand next to Olga. Doesn't mind. So the first question would be, how did it happen that you started this path?
I need to tell you, I don't answer personal questions. I don't want this to be about me. I don't want people to know more about me than they know about themselves. The information that I have is for you. It's not for me. The information about me will do you good because it's for me.
We know that you travel a lot around the world, and what do you think, how many people are interested in, or how many people have been transitioned to Breatharianism? Is it getting popular? What do you think?
I don't travel around the world at all. With my work is not popular. Very few people are actually interested in what I do, in terms of actually taking action. Most people fear me, because they know that I mean work. You can't come to me and bullshit, because the upstairs will not allow it. That's why doing what I do, I cannot be a nice person, because the universe uses me to break you down. Because the universe knows you better than I know you, but the universe uses me and my asshole ways to get to you, to trigger you into action.
So, can you tell us more about your work and how do you trigger people, bring them into action?
By being an asshole. By the universe. Alright. The universe has given me gifts. So I see people. I see who they are. And then I can tell them. But if I tell you, it means you have to take action. Because what I tell you, you will intuitively know in your heart that it's true. That's how I trigger people. Because they know that what I tell them, okay, he's right, it's true, I can't run. This is why I said this is really not a joke. There's people that you go to, there's people that will get your attention that are just false gurus. I've seen it so many times. These people run from me because they also see me.
Yesterday we heard people who practice Bhikkhu from Germany, the Chinese woman. Also, the second spokesman spoke about the instant transition, and I told people about my program. So what do you offer, what could you offer to people who are really interested and ready to make actions?
Truth. The truth about themselves and the opportunity to work. There's no method. Alright, if you're going to talk to me and ask me questions, then I'm going to tell you what's in my head. So this is from my head. There's no methods. Breatharianism does not exist. It doesn't exist. It's not a concept. It's not a true concept. Breatharianism, in its current definition, is marketed and information distributed by skeptics, by people that have no idea about Breatharianism and have no desire to justify it, to give it any validity. The definitions you will see on the internet are all written by skeptics. The current so-called Breatharians, here's where I know people aren't really Breatharians, is when they take on that definition. That's one of the ways I know people aren't really Breatharians. They're not really doing what they say they're doing. Is when they take on and distribute that definition to the people. This is why I believe I'm here. To live it and get the information out. The next to correct information out. As close to the truth as possible. Don't forget, the information I have basically is for me. It's based on my own experience that has worked for me. Okay?
Could you be so kind as to share this information with us, please?
It will take all year. You have to be specific, really specific. Be really specific with your questions, because the answers can be long answers. Also, be very particular about the questions you ask. I don't want to satisfy anybody's curiosity. I don't have time. Imagine if you had Jesus up here. Would you ask him if he goes to the restroom? I don't think you would. So be mindful of the questions you ask. I may not come back, so this is your one opportunity to get the information you need, so you can move on to where you want to get to. Take this opportunity now.
We received this question from all over the world, and I would like you please to go through this list if possible. So in your opinion, like physically wise, how it is possible for a human being to live life without food?
Because the body is a self-sustaining unit, meaning it takes care of itself if you let it.
Say that again, please.
Meaning that it takes care of itself if you let it. It can produce whatever you need at any moment in an ideal situation. We produce saliva, we swallow, spit. This is why I say Breatharianism doesn't exist. Because if we want to label it, then the closest label would be liquidarian. Scientists say, mainstream scientists say, that we need to drink 8 glasses of water every day for the body to function. That just so happens to be the same amount the body produces saliva. So the body is already working for you. It's another reason how I can tell that Breatharians aren't really Breatharians. Because nobody will tell you about saliva, your spit. Everybody seems to forget about spit. But the body produces it in the heat, in the cold, without fail. It's like your heartbeat. No one tells your heart to beat. No one turns it on or off. Your heart beats by itself. So your body produces saliva by itself. I believe the body functions alongside the elements of nature. I believe the elements of nature are the supplements. And that's how I believe the body functions by itself. The fact, people say that what I do is amazing. Well, some people say what I do is amazing. But I say no, it's amazing. These people out there are amazing. Because they eat the shit that they eat and they still live. That to me is amazing. When you see the abuse that people give to their bodies, it's slow suicide. And it's actually mass murder. But I don't know what it's like here. But it looks like very few people really take that seriously.
Then we need to apply the term saliva.
Yeah, I think I have to make up a new term. Market it.
Okay, in this regard, can you please tell us, Genesis, why a person has a mouth, digestive tract, and all that guts?
God knows. The body is a filter. The body, alright. If you eat, here's what we said yesterday. And you guys are going to be the second people to hear this. And that question, I know, came from someone that doesn't know much about Breatharianism. We will still call it Breatharianism for the day. But you know what I mean, from my head. If you, oh yeah, we came to this planet somehow, because I don't believe we are of this planet. That's in my head. I believe we saw the animals and we copied the animals, not the other way around.
Они обратно, не мы животных произошли.
Anybody that knows anything about Breatharianism, any long-term Breatharian will know that your internal organs completely change long-term. They'll even notice that the organs don't function the same, if at all. So that question, or this question, is completely redundant, because after some time, your stomach virtually disappears, and it honestly feels just like a straw. You have a straw.
Have you ever been medically checked up, or you underwent some medical researches?
I have, but none of them knew what I do.
What do you mean by that?
I had medical tests for different reasons, and these people were so amazed at my organs, but they didn't know what I did.
You mean they didn't know that you were Breatharian?
No. That's the trick, is you don't say anything. The minute you tell people, or medical people, they will make an excuse. So the trick is to get them to look at you and be completely amazed. Take all the compliments, and then you tell them. That way they can't take it back. They've already said, they've already put out the compliments to the universe.
So am I right saying that your internal organs changed and the doctors, they were amazed?
No, no one's seen my internal organs. But in terms of lungs, they've seen my lungs, they've seen my blood and things like that. So, good. I don't really care for testing. Many people have approached me for testing, but they back out. They back out. They step back.
Why is that?
Because if you imagine, because they actually believe me, they believe that I do what I do. So they can't have a success story. That's why it's ridiculous to even seriously think that this is going to be recognized at this time. I believe that Breatharians, we have so much more work to do. Most Breatharians are not walking the talk. The popular ones are just wanting to make money. That's it. And to stroke their ego. They want followers, they want money, but they're only teaching people a fraction of what is there.
Well, since we touched upon naming the famous, so the question is, what do you think about Jasmuhin's Masset and Akahi family?
I think they're all bullshit. All of it. It's all bullshit. I'm just going to say it, it's all bullshit. Seriously. I'm not saying that people are bullshit. I'm saying the methods. To think that you can do this by doing such little work is incredibly foolish. And that's why I'm here. To get you people to understand the level of what job, the Titanic, this is no joke. This is going against society. This is going against government. This is going against all of the major corporations. This is no joke. People talk about Monsanto on Facebook and they complain about Monsanto and what they can do to stop Monsanto. What can we do to stop McDonald's? Doing this Breatharian thing is how you bring down all those corporations. It's how you bring down the governments. Or shall we say, not bring them down, but change them. Change the way they think about you. Because right now, they just think that we are all mindless consumers. So we need to change that. And I cannot understand how a planet with such a huge population cannot change so few in government. If you want to change something, change who you give your money to. And that includes gurus. These gurus, Breatharians, they do a good job. Most of them have good intentions, or they start with good intentions, but they can only go so far. They can only teach you what they have learned. So you have to be very careful who your gurus are. Most of these gurus are still babies. They haven't done much. And then they try to teach. That's very dangerous. Because if you teach people wrong things, we are not going to move forward. We're going to go backwards. And it's what we've been doing as a Breatharian community.
Since we started talking about gurus, teachers and followers, see, the first question people ask when they start this path is how long it will take me to transition to Breatharianism. Do I need 1 year, 2 years? How many years does it take?
Is that your question? if you're asking that question, you know, I'll go from the beginning. If people tell me they want to be a Breatharian, I tell them to go home. It's not going to work. Again, I see people. And I can see people when they're serious, when they're like me. I cannot tell you how many people are fascinated with the subject. Millions of people are fascinated with the subject. Even the poltergeists are fascinated with the subject. Who? Even the poltergeists. Ghosts. You're spoiling my jokes. And this is a problem with this Breatharian thing, is that there's too many people fascinated with the subject. They want to be intellectual. They want to impress people with their knowledge, but they don't want to do the work. They want to talk about it and pretend they're doing something, but they don't actually want to give up eating. This, you know, people talk about eating for social reasons. That's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's people eat because they want to, not for social reasons. Again, people that say they eat for social reasons, it's just total bullshit. They eat simply because they want to, and they're going to use that situation to justify it. Any Breatharian, long-term, knows that. There's no such thing as eating for social reasons. But such is the job, such is the task. We justify things to avoid doing the work. It's why this thing is no joke. Because there comes a point where you need to stop consuming. And you have to be ready to stop. No going back. So this is why it's so... this is why I take this thing very seriously. Because I know I've been through the levels. I've been through the stages. I've endured great pain. Mentally and physically. So I know what is in store for anybody that is interested in this. You can go to whoever and let them stroke you, tell you to meditate under a tree and sing songs, but that's not going to help. It's nice, but it's not going to help. There comes a time where you have to do physical work and take action. And then you have to learn how to maintain that action. While those people out there are throwing stones at you. When the person in here is throwing stones at you. Half of the time, your worst enemy is yourself. Basically, you fail by choice. It's a choice. I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to fail. Such is the war. You are going to fail, I guarantee you, at some point, no matter what method you pick, because you're the one that takes the action. You're the one that chooses whether you fail or not. And I can honestly tell you that the mountains you will face are huge. So big you have never seen before. Your mind will say no. You will justify reasons to stop, and you will stop. The level of endurance that you will need to follow this thing through consistently are superhuman. You cannot do that in 8 days, 21 days. I've seen the big picture. It's not going to happen. It's not even scratching the surface. It's not even scratching the surface, Dennis.
Genesis, can you tell me, maybe I'm mistaken now, but I watched all the videos about you and judging by its, like how to say, the statistics, right? It took you 20 years. You were Breatharian, or you were vegetarian, then it took you 10 years of being the raw food eater, and then for the last 5 years you've been drinking juices. For the last 3 years you are Breatharian. Am I right?
Last nearly 5 years. Nearly 5 years.
When you stopped drinking water? When did you stop drinking water?
I'm bad with dates. Try and remember dates. But
1 year, 2 years.
I want to say I've never stopped drinking water because my body produces it. So technically, I've never stopped. To be honest with you, I've really lost interest in doing this breatharian thing, where you have to prove to people. Maybe 2-3 years ago, I lost interest in trying to memorize dates. When did I have my last meal? When did I last go to the toilet? When did I last... It's fucking boring. I don't want people to be scrutinized when they decide to do this lifestyle, because that is a huge distraction and it adds to the pressure and stress of your journey. It's not nice. It's not what you're here for. I could tell you 10 years I've been breatharian. It's a complete lie. But none of you would know that. None of you. I could tell you anything I want to, but none of you would know if I'm telling the truth or not. That's why I'm so fucking bored of it. Because it means nothing. For me, going through the journey, living day to day outside there, is enough stress. It's enough pressure. And I don't want it. This is one of the things that I want to change in the breatharian community, is playing the breatharian game. I'm not very good at playing the breatharian game, because in my mind, I've got better things to focus on.
Okay, we understand a lot what you are saying, and but bear in mind that many people are still interested in you.
No!
Your tattoos are just blowing up my mind. We'll speak about it later.
Yes.
Okay, for the last 5 years that you've been a Breatharian, have you managed to teach somebody? Have you managed to help people to get transition to Breatharianism? Can you tell us more about? Do you have any followers, or do you teach somebody? Any success in this?
I don't teach. Never teach. No. Never teach. If I had to teach somebody, I would be like that Shaolin master that you'd have to spend years with me. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So I don't teach. What I do is I show people who they are and what they have.
So if people who wants to live a life many years along with you, will you be successful in getting them transition?
Oh, of course. Yeah, without doubt. But remember, there is no method. All it takes is somebody to be accountable to. That's all.
Be accountable that we are being broadcasted and lots of people will see it, and they will wish to live many years along with you.
Oh, let them try. I'll give them 3 days. It's hard when you see yourself. I don't know if you guys really have ever seen your true self. It's hard seeing yourself and being yourself every day. It's like, can you tell someone you love them? You'd be surprised how many people can't tell the one they love them. It's such a simple thing, but many people cannot do it. You've seen how people in this society have intimate relationships. And I'm sure many of you know that there's some hurt people out there. This is what we need to heal as a society, even before we can take this breatharian task on. In fact, it actually goes hand in hand, because it may be hard to believe, but this isn't really about food. The truth is, this is so far away from food. But again, the big distraction is for you to focus on food. When you take this journey, the task is for you to let go of everything that you know. The truth is, you've been lied to about everything. So how do you let go of that? Social conditioning that your parents have told you, your school teachers have told you. People have had to tell you how to live your life, and you have done that. Maybe very few people have actually listened to this. Maybe very few people have actually listened to themselves.
Genesis, you're the brightest example of muscular development, Breatharian, right? And many people are interested in the fitness and the workouts and how to live life without food and do physical exercises at the same time.
It's vital that you move when you take this journey. It's vital that you move your body. If you don't move your body, you don't produce the fuel. Not many people will tell you that. Calories don't exist, that's all bullshit. Nutrition doesn't exist, that's all bullshit. Your body lives, your body does everything. You don't even have to know what the body does. Here's what we've done with knowledge. Because we have knowledge, we've learned how to manipulate things. Okay, so if we eat man-made food that we invented, and then tell people, hey, you can't live without it, after we invented it ourselves, what do? Do you follow this learning, this teaching? You have to, because you're addicted. So this is a manipulation that is involved in our society. So that is what we do as a society with knowledge. So we say, okay, now people eat shit, we'll tell them to make things better, they have to do fitness. Fitness is bullshit. I'm a personal trainer and I say fitness is bullshit. Fitness is stress on the body. The body fights fitness.
Everybody fights fitness.
No, but the body physically fights fitness. When it senses stress, it sends out chemicals after a certain amount of time to deal with the stress. Your body knows nothing about looking good. Absolutely nothing. It just knows how to operate. Its main objective is to take care of you by any means necessary. The moment you consume, you have forced the body to take action, to take unnatural action to correct the situation. You have forced the body to take unnatural action to correct an unnatural act. The body will do this by any means it can. Which is why, going back to the question, why we have mouths, why we have stomach, why we have internal organs, that is why. Because we created the need for these organs. Without these actions, our bodies are totally different. Our thinking is totally different. You'd be surprised, amazed at how different our thinking is. I can guarantee you every thought that you have in your head is not your own if you consume. It's not your thoughts. You've influenced those thoughts by consuming, by becoming toxic, by becoming stressed. Constant overload of waste. Even raw foods. But don't get me started on raw foods. That's a completely different subject, raw foods. Yes?
You know that many people fear of losing weight. There is a connection, Breatharianism and weight loss. You know about it, don't you? Can you tell us more about it?
There's a connection with going vegan and weight loss. Here is how it goes. The moment you stop consuming, the less toxic you will be, the less water you will retain to neutralize the acidity of your body. You're not losing weight. Your body's not eating itself. You're simply going back to your original state. We may not like our original state. Most people don't like their original state because their vision is still processed. We still have processed vision. We live in a society where sickness and disease is perfection. That's our society. We have no idea what true health looks like. Absolutely no idea. People say to me, Genesis, you're incredibly handsome. And they say to me, you're so muscular, you're so fit. And it's a shame that this is what it takes to get people's attention. Because actually, I'm not that muscular. I'm quite skinny. I'm still quite skinny to these people. But for some reason, people see old photographs of me on the internet and they talk like I'm... And the truth is, I'm not. I'm not living up to my full potential. I'm close. I look at my body, and because I've been doing this for so long, my vision has changed. And I can see myself for the beautiful man I am. But I don't see muscles. I don't see fitness. I see health. That's more important to me than anything ever, because that is what is the truth. I know things about my body and what it does, and how I can train in ways that would be appealing to people. And as a coincidence, I love those ways. I love to train very intensely. So that's what I do. But my training is next to zero, because I have learnt about my body. I have learnt to step out of the way of myself, to not have a different vision in my head, to not have society's vision of me in my head. I have had to be my own pioneer. I have had to look at myself, love myself, and go on my own journey. So in my head, I couldn't give a fuck what anybody says from outside. It's of no interest to me whatsoever. You guys are lucky, because I sometimes wear a skirt. I have these really nice little black skirts, and I wear them simply because, for some strange reason, intuitively, I feel a connection with them.
That's very much connected to my third question.
Well, think about this. What's the difference between a skirt and a pair of shorts? Next to nothing. Just a little bit in between here. That connects the material. You take that bit of material away, it's a skirt. It's just that you have been told only women wear skirts. So people laugh at me because I'm a man. Actually, they don't laugh. I can't lie, they don't laugh. Me wearing a skirt, the reception has been very good. Men look at me and they don't know what to do. They don't have the guts to say anything to my face, but at the same time they're like, well, he actually looks okay. Women love it, so it's been very good. But it's pushed my conditioning, and I can see it also pushes other people's conditioning, because they can see, oh, okay, there's someone wearing something different, and it's not so bad. Okay.
Great, you just told us about the skirt, and it's very much interconnected to my next question. I've known many people by now who transition to Breatharianism, and you know, when you are a Breatharian, you can start feel this light and about to fly away. So we try to do something to make people get down to earth, okay, like earthing, if you like, if this is the exact term. So, and I heard that your tattoos are also the tool of getting down to earth, earthing tool, okay? What would you recommend for people to not to stay on earth?
Fitness. That's what the fitness is for. That's my way. Pain. The tattoos are personal to me. I wouldn't say to everybody, go out and get tattoos. But if you're going to get tattoos, go to Tattooshka. It's a joke. We went to got tattoos last night in Russian. Yeah, it's pain makes you beautiful in Russian. But that's personal to me, and the story behind my tattoos is it's a past life. Past life. Apparently, the story has it, I have a very tribal past life. Many past lives tribal, doing what I'm doing now. I never wanted tattoos. Such is my desire to listen to my intuition, to be the person that I am, me. I follow my intuition. I never had a passion for tattoos in the beginning, but last thing. And it's the same with the whole breatharian thing. I never, I thought I was the dog's balls for being a Breatharian. I thought I was super bad just for being a Breatharian. I thought I was the king, I thought I was the best. The universe had other ideas, and it didn't allow me to stop my evolution. All these raw food gurus in the raw food movement, they were distracted. And they had chosen to stop their evolution. Because really, everybody should be doing this. Everybody, every long-term raw food guru, they should be evolving to this. But I believe that they get distracted as messengers. By money, by fame, by you guys. Because you give them power. You give them love that most of these gurus don't get. Now you see how the universe works? It brought me to you. It brought me to you. Look at how I talk to you. Look at how I treat you. It took me, oh, you don't know me yet. It took me to reach you. I don't know if you see the wisdom in that yet. Let me tell you a story. The woman in the hotel that we're staying in, every time I talk to her, beautiful woman, every time I talk to her, if I ask for my key, she would, One of the people I'm with told her what I do. All of a sudden, all of a sudden she fell in love with me. Before that, she wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. The point I'm getting, and I'm trying to get you guys to see, is that the universe has sent somebody that doesn't give a fuck what you think about me. There's no other way the message could get through, because everybody else that's being sent to give the message is being distracted by the same thing they have been sent to stop. Look at me. Think about it. If you saw me in the street, you'd be like, oh, I cannot get distracted. Because it's a two-way thing. I learn from people because I'm so sensitive. This is what this journey does to you. And I have to learn how not to get distracted so the message gets out there. I'm really hoping you can see something here. It's not to look at me. It's to see the message that's trying to get to you and how the universe is doing it. When you let go of all this shit, you see these things as clear as day. It's called intuition. And poor Olga wants to get on with the questions because there's not much time left.
My last question is sort of coming out from your speech. Looks like you followed your intuition, you came to this point. So the question is, the biggest problem following the spiritual journey for the people is that regardless whether he or she breathes, takes food, meditates.
If they don't breathe, they're not going to do it for very long.
If they don't breathe?
If they don't breathe, they're not going to do it for very long.
Let's put it in this way. Let's say they're
I was just joking.
following breathing techniques. So the main problem is that when this conditioning, this living state, they start breaking up into pieces, okay? And so later, once the conditioning ruined, a person finds himself in the and the person finds out himself in a situation that when all the values they gone, whatever he or she saw changed, right? And not always fitness can help. That's why, okay, previously you spoke about the all boil down to destruction, not this.
I'll tell you what, I'm trying to understand what. The first point was, do not follow a spiritual path. That's from my head. If you believe you're on a spiritual path, go fuck yourself. Seriously. Because spirituality is just blah, 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 blah. Any guru out there that says, oh, love everybody. We need to heal first as people. We cannot really, truly love people in that way until we let go of all of this shit. This is what all of this shit is there for. It's to stop you getting to the point where you are who you really are. The other point is that yes, when you let go of all this shit and it feels like you have nothing left, I can honestly tell you, you had nothing in the first place. You had sickness and disease. That's what you were consuming. That's what you were conditioned to maintain. The fact is you had nothing but what society gave you and fooled you into thinking you had freedom. We're not free. We are so not free. When you let go of all your shit, I can tell you it's a huge struggle. You guys may think you want to do this because you want to let go of all your shit and you want to be free, but I can tell you that when you get there, it's no different. The only difference is you're a healthy slave. At the current time, that's the only difference. So all the hard work that I've been talking about will seem worthless, but it's not. The problem is, not enough people are doing this. So once you get to the top of the mountain, you have to learn how to deal with loneliness. You just have to learn how to deal with it. It's the same with the weight loss. You have to learn how to deal with it. There's actually nothing wrong with the weight loss. There's nothing wrong with it. All people, the whole weight loss thing, it's like me. If I want to sell you cigarettes, okay? I'm going to tell you how great cigarettes are. I'm not going to tell you the whole smoking kills thing. I'm going to tell you ways you can carry on smoking cigarettes, but I'll show you a way how to deal with it. As long as you keep smoking the cigarettes though, that's the main thing. Because I'm trying to sell you cigarettes. I don't want you to stop smoking cigarettes, so I'm going to teach you a way to deal with it so you can still, so you can still smoke cigarettes. Because I want your money. That's all there is to it. There's nothing wrong with the weight loss. Your body weight will stabilize. When the weight loss occurs, yeah, you look like shit for a very long time. You will look like shit for a very long time because the weight loss will seem like it's just never ending. You may not look very appealing to society by society's standards. But that's just how it is. You have to learn how to deal with it. It's tough. The bottom line is, if you want this, if you seriously want to get out of the matrix, if you seriously want this freedom, you have to understand what it is you are really asking for. Because like I said, a lot of people are interested in this, but they don't really know what they're interested in. They're interested in a fraction of the beginning and a fraction of the end. Everything else in between, they run. They run from. I couldn't tell you the shit I've had to go through with people, with the attacks, with people lying about me, with people saying things about me on the internet, in the street, friends. People going, when I stay at people's houses, they go through my bags when I'm not around. I leave little traps so I know. Such is people's curiosity. I was asked yesterday if I tell lies. I said yes, all the time. I am such a liar. I tell some lies, I can tell you. I have to. There's people out there that will kill me, seriously, just because of this word Breatharian. There's people that will hurt my family just because of this word Breatharian, for no other reason. They couldn't give a shit about me. It's just this word Breatharian. And over the years I've learned that this Breatharianism is actually a code word for freedom. It's actually a code word for revolution. But nobody really wants you to know that. They want you to worry about weight loss. They want you to worry about food. They want you to be scared so you don't go forward. So you don't get to find out how great it is actually not being told what to do. Not being told to do things you really in your heart don't want to do. I believe in discipline. I believe in being good people. I believe in looking after one another. I believe in being a community. But this is not what we have here. Outside there is not what we're taking part in. It's not a community. There's good people, but as a group, we have years of being trained to survival of the fittest. Where the more money you have, the better person you are. That's what we've been trained to believe. We've been trained to believe that we can eat shit and do shit and we will get away with it. You never get away with it. That's why we have this thing called death. Otherwise, I truly believe we will be immortal, or very close to being immortal. Even saying that word is like too extreme. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be where we cannot even imagine not eating cheese ever again. We shouldn't be filled with such horror at not eating meat ever again. But for some people, especially the older generations, that's horrifying. And that's... People talk about conspiracy, secret families, matrix, bullshit. All of it. It's distraction. Because we all have the power to change this situation. The families have nothing to do with it. They have no power over you. You have power to change your situation. And because you changed your situation as a people, the small, tiny governments have to change with you, because they are supposed to be serving you, not you serving them.
Have you personally had any troubles with the government or any other forces?
No, because they all think you're crazy. No, because people know no one's going to do it. They know that they can condition you guys to maintain the shit out there. They've been doing it for years. Corporations know more about you than you know about you. They know how you think, even before you think it. They've hired professional people to do that. I don't know if any of you know that yet. If you don't, now you know. It's a game. It's a game controlling you guys to do what they want you to do. This breatharian bullshit, it's not about food. Food is a fraction. The fitness is a fraction. There's many different fractions that you have to learn if you're actually serious about doing this journey. Olga said it yesterday. She said it really well yesterday, and I've experienced the same. I took 2 or 3 years to find out about this spirituality. The universe brought me people to interact with, spiritual people to interact with. They took me under their wing, many different people. They didn't know what I did, how I lived. They just saw me. I can't tell you how much bullshit they tried to tell me. When you're doing this lifestyle, when you're doing this path, you will have your good moments and your not so good moments. You will endure pain in every form possible. Mental, physical. That is spirituality. Learning about life. How to deal with shit. Spirituality, there's no need for it. In an ideal world, we wouldn't need spirituality in an ideal world. Now spirituality is one of the biggest distractions. It keeps you guys weak. It takes away your fire to fight, because you will need fire to break away from this system here. You will need to fight. Spiritual people don't like me saying the word fight. They say, you got to love, you got to love. You can love too, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to get away from this and get to where you feel you want to get to, these people won't let you. They think they have put a system in place that can control you and sedate you. But the truth is, you have the power to say yes or no. If you say no to this, then you need to learn how to fight, because you will be by yourself. Most of these people out here are not going to help you. They will call you crazy.
Genesis, you know that humankind, been living in existence, remain in existence for many thousands of years, right? So why didn't it happen before? Why before we didn't have or heard of Breatharians, or there was no such a demand and interest in Breatharianism? Why it's happening now?
Because who wants to stop eating? Really? Who really wants to stop eating out there? And you put your hands up. But seriously, do you actually know what it means to not eat ever again? You put your hands up, but do you actually know what it's like to go through the process and be consistent? I've learned to love the process, but it is a tough process. And I salute you guys if you seriously know what's going on, because the world needs more people like you. I need more people like you. Olga needs more people like you. Because shit, we need support. We all need to come together and support each other. We instead of being attacked, we need love. We have hate covered. We get that. But we actually need more like you guys to stand up and say, right, okay, we're going to take action. And I'm not saying to stop eating tomorrow. I'm personally saying take whatever step you feel you need to go. If it means going vegan tomorrow, you go vegan tomorrow. If it means having a vegetarian meal one day a week, you do that. But practice taking action. Practice getting your fire back. And that's how you change these secret families, these governments, these conspiracy theories. And none of them even have to know who you are. And why is it now people are hearing? I don't know why now. I'm not even sure if people are really hearing. Because to me, nothing has really changed. There's just more people talking. Action, I'm not so sure. But I would like to believe that the energy of the world is changing. But at the same time, I'm practicing to keep my fire for when I have to fight. Because there's nothing wrong with fighting when you need to, in situations like these. Because unfortunately, there are people on this planet that do not have your best interests, that really don't care about you. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself.
Because unity, this is what we are striving for. This is the reason why we invited, as you know, lots of people from around the world, but they were busy.
They weren't busy, they just didn't want to come. There's no money in it. Fuck being busy. I came here for fuck's sake. No crap. I told Olga I'm not coming 2 or 3 times. I told Olga I wasn't going to come. She will tell you. I said, no. I said, no. I said, nope. It's a pain in the ass to come here. We went through so much. We went through some issues to get me here. I gave up. She said to me, no. She says to me, no. The people love you. You come. I was like, okay. Okay, I'm coming. But in reality, who wants to talk to a bunch of people with a translator? Really? With nothing to sell. I have nothing. Nothing to sell you. That's why I talk like a sailor. You have to go where you have to get the message to. And talking about unity, I think in the Breatharian community, we need to kick up the arse, including me. When Olga first contacted me, I'll tell you the story. I checked her out. Didn't find anything. I asked her to send me links. After maybe 2-3 days, she sent me some Russian YouTube links, but it was in Russian. I was like, what the fuck is it? Then I got a letter, I got an email from somebody saying, don't go to Russia. Olga is this, Olga is that, she does this, she does that. That's what I got, for no reason. Simply for being invited to come to a Breatharian Congress. What they didn't know was that they were talking to somebody that has been through the same shit. I've heard people talk about me, say stuff, twist little things. I've had that too. So in the language of the letter, I saw it for what it was. So I said, Olga, I can't be asked this bullshit. I'm not coming. She said, come. She explained. She didn't have to explain because I already knew what was going on. But I was being resistant. And I said to Olga, I said, I don't want to, you have to get a visa to come here. And I said, I don't want to do the visa. I said, if I have to do the visa by myself, I'm not coming. I was looking for every single excuse not to come here. A part of me knew that something big. So I was like, I resisted, I tried to run. The universe went, get back. Olga said, no, the people love you, you come. Many people love you. So, yeah, I got here. It's a miracle I'm here because of the visa system here. Because I don't want to do the matrix thing. I was comfortable being Euro, come and go as you please, not have to go through this visa, immigration, visa, documents. So, you know, for people to say, oh, I can't come because I'm busy, bullshit. If they're honest and take their role as messengers seriously, bullshit. They should be here. They should have broken everything off to fucking be here. This is Russia. Even I can see. And I'm nobody. But even I can see. This is Russia. The land is a very powerful land. It makes me want to cry to even talk about it. There's something going on here in Russia. There's something that needs to happen here in Russia. Because I get sent to certain places. I don't get sent everywhere. My job, my role is very specific. I'm not going to make it spiritual because to me it's not. It's a job, it's a role, it's who I am as me to do this. I will honestly tell you this, as crazy as it may sound, but I know my life is not worth living if I do not do this. But I know the responsibility it takes to do this. And it's great responsibility.
Thank you very much, Genesis. Does anybody have any questions to Genesis? Thank you very much for your arrival. Thank you for being with us today. Can you tell us more a little bit why you want to convey this message over to us? What is the...
I don't want to. What made you think I wanted to?
You said that as if you're a man.
Oh, I didn't say I wanted to. I said I'd do it, but I didn't say I wanted to. Oh, hell no. You think I want to come here to strangers? Take shit? Mm-mm.
What made you come here?
Universe.
Can you tell us more in details what brought you here?
The universe. Seriously. If the universe sets out a mission for me. It's like, this is how I see it in my head. It's like a mission. It's like, okay, Agent Sunfire, this is your mission. I used to think I had a choice. I don't have a choice. If I don't do it, my life will not make any sense. And I will be wandering lost with no purpose. But I know that the universe has taken somebody or created somebody that is not like many others to do this. It's given me so many signs to show me. I tried to change myself. I tried to play the game out there because I thought, okay, if I have to speak in public to people, I have to be a certain way and talk a certain way. But the universe said, we want you just the way you are. It took me years to figure that out. I've seen my job, I've seen my role, and I've seen the importance of it. I've seen the role of others. I've seen a role in others in similar roles to mine and how they do not do their job. So knowing these things is what drives me to accept the mission. But that's not to say that I still don't have my resistance or my fears. But I know that in order for my life to make sense, I have to fulfill my purpose and I have to fight challenges and overcome fears. Otherwise, I'm no better than anybody out there, and I will get exactly the same as what they get.
What is wrong with society?
What's wrong with society? You die. You die, you get sick. You're told to do things that kill you. You do it without question. You're told to do things you hate, and you do it without question. You should never, ever get sick, but you do, and you don't question it. Your relatives, they die around you. You have people broken, emotionally hurt, abused. Nobody questions it. There's no system to help these people, to help us. And we as a people don't do anything about it. We stand and just watch our fellow human suffer. That's what's wrong with our society, from my experience. You're being held back. And maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. You should never be held back. The end result is love. In an ideal, perfect world, yes, we would be living in love. We would all help each other. If a family needed a home, we would all get together and we would help build them a home. We wouldn't charge them rent, mortgage, bills. As a society, we would make sure everyone has the best. That's not where our mentality is, because we still live in this shit.
Genesis, I wanted to say some words as a human being to a human being. I'm speaking in English because I'm speaking the same language as Genesis. I just want to say that I feel you so much. I feel your huge energy that you giving to all of this. I feel, I understand you, I understand every word of yours. And maybe I'm in the same way. I know who you are, I know the way you are. And that's why I don't have any questions to you. I don't have any questions, I just want to say that I'm full of love.
That's beautiful.
That's good.
We need more.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
So come on!
This morning when we saw you, first time, we just walked past by you. After that moment, what happened was, my heart was filled up with worms. Not hot, okay? Heat. Peace. How often do you experience such moments of joy, I mean, and you feel like singing?
Me?
Yeah.
I feel like singing? Will I feel like singing?
No.
Or people? Will I experience other people?
No.
full of joy and happy. How often do you feel happy?
Oh, me, all the time. So I am deeply, you may not see it, but I am deeply happy. I am deeply happy. The only thing is, a lot of time, I do the things I love. The way I live, I just do nothing but the things I love. I don't get a chance to do them as much as I would like. But when I do them, I am deeply happy. The truth is, I have a deep love and a deep joy for the planet. But I have to be firm. I feel like a father, and I have a child, a young child. And yes, I can be fun, I can be love, I can be that. But at the same time, I have to be a protector. I have to be strong. I have to be wise. Unfortunately, that's the side that people see the most. But internally, I'm having a party.
I would like to say that truly Olga's words have the deep, basis at the heart level. You are precious to us. Please come more and more again. Please stay with us.
I couldn't go anywhere even if I wanted to. The reason why people only see a certain side of me is because 100% of the time I'm working for the universe. So wherever I go, somebody will be triggered. I'm always being used. Always. A lot of time, I have to rest. I have to be away from people. I can't talk all the time. It drains the life out of me. And I've learned that I have to do certain things to take care of myself. So as much as I do have a real love for people, but it may not look like it, but I have to look after myself. And I've just realised that I have the hotel keys in my pocket. It's this thing here. Maybe they thought I was gifted. It was just my hotel keys.
You decide for yourself further schedule and for your life. But hopefully we'll see you again the second International Brazilian Congress.
Hopefully.
Thank you very much for your message, for your mission that you're following. How many other agents does the universe have like you are?
Agents? Many!
So there is hope.
Very few do their job. Very few do their job. They're known as gurus.
Can you name them?
No. And it's up to you to learn wisdom.
So you're saying that it's up to everybody to choose his or her own guru or teacher?
Yes. There's no one can teach you. There isn't anybody that can teach you anything. When these gurus talk, they don't talk to you.
So they talk a lot more about themselves?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What else can they say? They don't know you. They don't know anything about your problems. And how many of these gurus' problems do you know of? Many of you don't even know the issues the gurus have to go through every day and how they deal with these issues. So you can never know what experience they actually have. So yeah, you have to be very careful because many of these gurus will mislead you. Many of these gurus think it's the only way. I'm not going to say they all have the same bad intention because some have very good intentions, but they don't know anything. Yeah, exactly. They're playing a game. The same game everyone else is playing. I would follow Olga more than any guru, simply because I've seen how she gets attacked. I've seen the shit she's gone through just to have this event. And I've seen how she handles it. She's a very strong woman. Very strong woman. She left, that's why I'm saying these things. But she is a very strong woman. I've had to learn about her very quickly, but she is a very strong woman. A lot of these breatharians are babies, so they can only explain a certain amount. And unfortunately, that's the culture, is babies writing books about how to do certain things. There's not enough long-term people out there talking, and there needs to be. I'm not the only one, but I'm one of very few that has the courage to take action.
Yeah,
but because of that, I get to be me, and I expect everyone, if I have to do it, because I'm not a guru, I'm not making lots of money, so if I have to do it, you have to do it. You have the potential to do it. If it's who you are in here, there's no excuse, because out there is not a game.
I would like to express my opinion in regard of your mission. I think your mission has become successful. You sort of completed your mission and you conveyed lots of messages and thoughts over to us. Thank you.
Everybody says that. They just say that to get rid of me.
No, we are trying to support. I'm joking. You see, you're supporting us big time.
You know
Thank
what?
you very much.
You know what? I can take only a little bit of the credit, and I'm very happy to do that. But. There's a place in Russia called Arbat. In Moscow, called Arbat. So it's my butt, and your butt is our butt. Popper, yeah, in America, Popper is butt. But, anyway, I can only take a small piece of the credit. Show your appreciation to whatever is trying to get through to you up there, or wherever it is. It could be yourself, from somewhere else. It could just be you from you, but there is a reason. And it's really, seriously, really not me. I'm just the vessel, the vehicle to get to you, because nobody else at this moment could have got to you in the way that you need to be reached. Because now you need to take action. That's the bad news, unfortunately. Yeah. But you know what? This is such an important moment, and this is why I kind of get emotional because when I do these, because I see how important. It's really important this moment is. Not because of me, but because of you being here at this time. I don't mean it to sound so spiritual, but it just is what it is. And it goes for every single one of you, whether you see it or not. If you don't see it now, I can guarantee you will. And if it's not for you, it's for you to pass it on to someone else. But I can guarantee it's for you for some reason, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Can you just clear up a little bit about movements? Before that you said that movement or fitness is the stress for the body.
Yes, that doesn't mean don't do it.
But in order to escape from the matrix, you need to... How you should need to treat your body, I mean in terms of physical exercise, in order to...
You don't need physical exercise in a perfect world. Not as you know it. Not as doing push-ups and sit-ups and squats. In a perfect world, you don't need to do that. Because we're in a shit. We need a way to tone our internal organs. To wake up the body, to get the body to understand it has a purpose. That even though we have shut it down, when you eat, you stop the body. You stop the body. Scientists know that. You stop the body. I'm going to tell you guys something. It's kind of hard to understand, so I'll do my best to explain. There's no such thing as digestion. There's no such thing as hunger. What we know as hunger is the body shrinking back to its original state. That's what we know as hunger, in my head. Okay? You're conditioned to stop that. So you're told you're hungry and you need to stop this hunger. And here's how you do it. And if you don't do it this way, you're going to die. You're going to starve to death. But that's what you're conditioned to believe. But really, it's your intestines shrinking back, and it's the sensation of the movement. But that's not to say that everyone should stop and go through the pain, because that's not the only thing involved here. Okay? So that's not saying you should stop eating this afternoon and fight through the pain. Because when people try to figure things out and use their brain, that's what they'll try and do. When they get a bit of knowledge, they'll try and manipulate the knowledge to get shortcuts. There's no shortcuts with this journey. So, with this knowledge, you're conditioned to not know. You're not supposed to know what it feels like to experience well-being. And you know everything's a big lie. That's the problem we have. Is you're not supposed to actually figure out that all this is just one big lie. Spirituality, diet, fitness, everything. So, we don't even know what life is about yet. Very few of us have even got a glimpse of what life is about yet. Most of us think it's about paying bills and being told what to do all the time. Being stressed and depressed and accepted in life. That's really not what life's about. We really should not get stressed out about the breatharian thing. We should actually be a celebration, because we're letting go of such a shitty system that kills people, and it affects how we treat each other at the end of the day.
Just like that, there's a purpose always behind it. There's a sense behind it. When everything happens on a reason.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Great global changes are ahead, and universe is changing now as we speak, as far as I know.
I would like to think so, and I hope this is why people are hopefully becoming more aware. But again, we need people to take action.
Russia will be leading the way for the whole humanity and the world.
I can believe it, seriously.
This is my comment on, you said that Russian land is the great land and powerful, so let me thank you very much for you to come here today.
Thank you. Seriously, you guys don't know how scared I was to come here. Partly because of the people, and partly because this is, for me, the biggest mission yet. And I have had to go through hell to learn how to handle it, to be able to get through the tattoos, people, dealing with people, and how not to get distracted. It's incredible. God, I can't even, goodness, petrified I was. I don't mind telling you. So for me, it's a huge, as much as I hope I'm helping you, you guys have helped me. Olga has helped me. Everybody has helped me. Me to come here has helped me. So on a personal level, it's an exchange. And without you, I can't do what I do. I can't move on. I'm not bullshitting. This is serious. This is real. This is really serious. And yeah. Any questions?
You said that, Genesis, so people ascend down on Earth from different dimensions and worlds. So imagine that all 7 milliards of people will go breatharian, right? When we won't need water or food, we'll just need to have
love.
What you'll be doing, what will be the reason for us to stay here on Earth? To do what?
To love, to live.
What is the point for environment and surroundings?
To sustain everything. We're a planet. Who is to say, really, that we came down? That's a belief system. That's your belief system. So you're making sense based on your belief system. My belief system is that I'm here to help. I don't know what the hell is going on up there, down here, or anywhere. I just know and believe strongly in what I see and feel. And that is, I'm here. And I have a mission to do here. I try as hard not to think about up there. Because if I do that, if it's true that I came down here, what would be the point of coming here if I'm going to spend all my time thinking about going back up there? But that's the reason why I don't have a belief system, a concrete belief system. I try not to let people talk me into believing that we're from Sirius or we're from Atlantis. I just know that I came from my mother's womb. The animals are here. I believe we copied the animals. We saw them. This is just my belief system. I don't know what the fuck happened, really. I can't really speak, but it's what I think. We saw and we copied and we thought, this is good. Because the fact is, fruits and vegetables are not for us. It's not for us. Fruits are their own life form in my head. They've done tests. If you have a knife and if you cut the skin of an apple, it will react. The only difference between an apple and a dog is the dog can run away when you have a knife. The dog can run away. The apple can't run away. And the apple tastes better. And we're so stupid, if it tastes good, we eat it. We prove that. Because we make up food for no reason, just to eat. We don't care what it does to our bodies. We really don't care what it does to our bodies, as long as it tastes good. On cigarettes, on the packet, it says, smoking kills. You still smoke it. You'll see empty packets all over the street. It tells you smoking kills. Doesn't stop anybody. So that's the society we live in. And one thing I do know and I do believe is that love is a big part of this existence. And we need to work with the planet and with the animals. But we need to maintain our identity so that we do what we do naturally.
Sorry, but we have to finish.
Thank you.
Спасибо.
Thank you all.
Спасибо.